Hey, what's up, everybody? I finally made it. Crazy night, so if you're getting the snowies right now, I apologize for starting the stream so late. I know that I got you guys used to the 9 o'clock stream, and anyways, so first of all, I just wanted to apologize for that. Ryan, specifically talking to you, because I know that you're probably going to have to work in the morning. So we'll just see who jumps on. But I was going to talk today. I actually reread a quote that I was really familiar with back in high school. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Just replying to one message here real quick. It's been a little hard to... Alrighty, cool. Anyways, just got to get this phone going. I got to get the coins started up and so on and so forth. I'm like really tired. Last night I had super high energy, but tonight, like, man, crushed me. We're over at our friend's house earlier tonight, and right now we're also house sitting, so we're over there. We're on the schedule. We're supposed to be over there till like 8:30 and be home by like 9. However, we got home at like 10 and then started talking, and next thing you know, it turned into like 12. So I got at least until 12:30 before I got to pop off. But Snapchat today again dropped down to, it's down $11. I actually picked up some more because I figured why not try to get a good dollar cost average on that and then pick it up, you know. So I bought yesterday before the earnings at like almost close to the daily low. And right now, I think I sit with an average cost per share of like $12.50. So roughly like $1.50 under what it's trading at right now. Tomorrow, if it drops under 11 again, I'll probably pick up another share. But I wanted to talk about why, like, I was talking to my wife today about it, and I was like, you know, I don't think that I'm going to buy the... Hey, Coach, can we look at Verizon Night, please? Yes, for sure. Yeah, man. Like, I don't got an agenda, so that's pretty much what we'll do is go look at them. I wanted to touch on Snapchat again real quick because I just looked at their financials. Like, so the entire time that I've been looking at them the past year, I haven't actually looked at their financials or anything like that. It's just been solely tracking their price. So I know like their volatility on that stock, which is why I bought yesterday at I think like $13, because I knew that the volatility on that was like it'll go from 13 all the way up to 20 in like a month. So I was like, the risk I think outweighs the reward, or the reward outweighs the risk with that one. But as far as like their financials, they suck. Just to be like honest with that. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get the coins up. So if you're here to collect the coin, then those will be up here in just a second. And then just getting everything else pulled up. So just takes a little bit of time. Everything, you know, the whole stream's got to get its power. I don't think this thing knows where to open, because last night I did it's like you uninstalled it from this place, and now it's okay. There we go. Starting to load up. There we go. Now we're talking. Talk dirty to me. All right. Failed to initiate web server. Another instance of Fuzzbot is already running. Okay. Fine with me. Whatever that means. Just gonna make sure that the actual viewers have coins and that they're the way that they're supposed to be. Wow, last night wasn't a big night for me. I didn't make that many coins. 4,800 coin is what I made. And the reason why I'm keeping track of that is basically to make sure that I'm giving out the proper amount of coins for the... By the way, like, it's a little bit more friendly competition if you like just hold your coins versus gambling. Like, you could still potentially win, more or less. And let me get this refreshed and connect on here. Connect. All right, cool. That's connected up. All right, and pull this up again and go here, exit there. I got in at least at the last earnings and got in at 14 and out of 18. Boom. Good job, man. Snap is going to have to redo their interface. They have ruined the app. Dude, tell me about it. I don't even use Snapchat, actually. And such a funny story, because I don't think my wife really remembers what exactly happened. But when we first started dating, so I was like hardcore on social media and that kind of thing. Well, I lost 2 subscribers right there since I went live. No, but I was using Snapchat a lot. And then I was like, wifey, well, at the right time, she was my girlfriend. I was like, girlfriend, like, you should use Snapchat. And she was like, haha, I don't use Snapchat. Snapchat's lame, like, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, for sure. Like, whatever. It is what it is. I'm not going to hate. Like, just appreciate, you know, that kind of thing. Let me know if the music's too loud. Thanks. And so now she uses it a lot, and I don't touch it. Like, I don't even think I know my login information anymore or something like that. So maybe it's just, I think it might be just due to the overarching effect that we don't want. Make sure these are the right headphones. That we don't want, specifically, like, more social media platforms. Like, at some point it gets too much to handle, and so we can't be doing that. Let me see if the coins are. Thanks for the like, by the way. And you said Verizon. So basically, I've been, like, for as far as long-term holds go, for me, I don't plan on holding anything or holding a stock that doesn't have a positive operating income or a positive cash flow from operations. And I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. Let me get this pulled up on Yahoo Finance, and then let me go ahead and get the screen set up for the ability to make this all happen. All right. I think I can put this one up, even though the coins aren't updated. And then 1 second. And cool. So this is Verizon. Actually, let's first take a look at Snap, so you guys can see how actually like bad these financials are. Wow, what the heck? It just froze. Get on them coins, yo. Music could come down a notch for sure. I think that will probably be good. I took it down like 10 decibels or whatever it is. Let me know if that sounds better. Wow, Yahoo Finance is like being super weird right now. Okay. Really, this browser just froze on me? What the heck? That's weird as heck. Snap. Alright, so as far as Snap financials go, I don't know if you guys can see this. I'll try to zoom in just a little bit more. But I think that these financials are a little bit easier to see than... So as far as financials go, this company, Snapchat, excuse me, takes a net profit, or takes a gross profit of $107 million, right? Their operating expenses, so just research and development alone, is $1.5 billion. Then selling and general administrative, so payroll, is $2 million. And as you can tell, you know, years prior, definitely not as much. So they did make profit, as far as gross profit, like last year they didn't make any gross profit. They haven't made any gross profit, but this year they made gross profit. So hey, good, congratulations. But as far as operating income versus the actual loss on the account, they took a negative $3.5 billion. I was telling my wife today, I was like, that's literally like me walking into, or me having a business plan where it's like, hey, you know, I'm gonna buy this property, and we're gonna pay $3,500 a month on this property for this building, and the people that are going to rent from us are going to pay us $107 a month for rent, and it's going to be profitable. Like, don't worry, it's a good business model. Like, I don't know what world we live in where that actually is a good business model. So and then net income from continuing operations, which so as you can see, their net income to applicable shares, negative $3 billion and $3.5 billion. And then the thing that I guess you mean the goal isn't to lose more operating income every I guess if you're Snapchat, hey, the CEO don't care though, because he's still getting that pay dirt, so he's still making money regardless, because they're paying him the buku bucks for being the CEO. So what does he care? Total current assets is still continuous to increase, so it like almost doubled this year. Which short-term investments they made? A lot of them. Okay. And then they took on more net receivables. As far as total assets, yeah, same thing, like almost doubled. They took more goodwill. That means that they acquired businesses. They acquired a business. Yep. And they still own the same plant property, or pretty much the same plant property that they've owned the last year. Total liabilities, it doubled. So you increase your total assets, but your total liabilities also doubled. So that, I guess, doesn't make any sense at all. It's like, are you free to talk tomorrow? Yes. Rideshare story time. Yes. Yes, I am. What time works best for you? Tomorrow, for me, I'll be busy. Let me get my schedule real quick. Dang it. By the way, guys, Passion Planner, okay? It's the newest and latest trend. This is literally, if you don't use a planner, you should. It'll literally help you organize your life to the T. I was reading this book. I think it's called like 164 or something like that. It's basically how many hours you have in a week. This lady is like a master scheduler, and she was like, literally, you got to get a planner, because you walk around and say, oh man, if I had more time, and she's like, everybody has the same amount of time, and it's what you do with that time. You'll spend 5 minutes here on your phone, or 5 minutes there doing this or whatever, and so what happens is the stuff that you actually care about, you don't get a focus on, because you've eaten it away with that 5 minutes here, that 5 minutes there, that 5 minutes there, that 5 minutes there, and so which then takes up an hour, and so you're like, well, I could have had an hour. Coach, for how awesome you are at stocks, why are you picking up Snap? For me, it's solely, with picking up Snap, it's solely speculation. Personally, my personal opinion, so don't take this as any like form or right to buy Snapchat, but basically I've been tracking them for the entire last year since their IPO, when they released and they went up to like $24, and then they bounced around and came down to, I'm free all day, call whenever. Okay, all right, I'll book you, I'll put you up, I'll work on my schedule a little bit later and get you penciled in there. Is that away? I got good time. It'll probably be tomorrow afternoon my time, so most likely, just looking at the schedule, it'll probably be when Jacob goes to sleep, so around like 1:30 ish Pacific Standard Time. So I think that for you, that means like maybe like 11 o'clock. But the reason why is basically because of the volatility on that stock. So I actually bought Snapchat 6 months ago when it was at $12 a share, and my regret was not holding on to it long enough. Yeah, I've thought about, oh, new like, yes. I've thought about, actually, me and Rideshare Storytime have talked about that kind of thing. I don't know, for me it is like, I would love to make a course. My only problem is that I have a real big issue with charging people money for something that I think, yeah, be mindful of the time difference. my only thing is that I think that I don't want the cost of the course to be the determining factor in what keeps someone from investing or doing the best they can in the market. So that's all I got to say about that. It's not, and it would require a lot more work right now, and it might be something that I will look into in like June. Let me put that one here real quick. June, teachable, so I can come back to that maybe. But this month I'm really working on trying to really focus on getting my woodworking company to a point that it has a more sustainable income, and the sales aren't so spotty. And I figure that if I could get like 30 to 40 sales through that site a month, then that would be basically sustainable, and then I could continue to run my YouTube channel the way that I want to run it, and branch out and do other things. So the problem right now is that we don't make enough money over there to hire an employee, so I pretty much run the entire ship myself. So from building, creating anything that has to do with those signs, bike racks, anything, marketing, PR, whatever you want to call it, I do it all. And we live in a world where you almost have to act like a big business, even though you're a small business. So it does get a little bit hard at sometimes to continue, and then also put out content on YouTube as well. So I hope that I get a better grasp on it here soon. Like lately, so my main focus is to solely focus in on like one, really like hone in on like 1 to 3 different products specifically that I offer through my business, and then from there, once I get that down, then I can potentially train some employees on how to maybe like just build, pack, and ship signs, and not maybe handle the like marketing side of it, or even be able to pay someone to handle the marketing side of the business, so that I can move into just solely production and then create that kind of stuff. I'll help for food. The course could be about managing small and large businesses and investing. Definitely, and that's something that like I'll have to talk to my wife about and make sure that we good with getting that on the clear, because we do have here in like my studio garage, there is like a place right over there where the blackboard is. That's pretty much like another studio setup. We created it for Du's channel, which we haven't started filming yet, so I might be able to like utilize that. And I think it would be interesting to maybe offer a course where it would be me and her, because she has a lot of value to add, especially in the small business realm. She's been running her small business for like literally like the last like 7 to 10 years. So she has, I think, a lot more value to add. For me, I have a lot more education, and I guess a lot more of the digital side of things, and that kind of thing, and then also the investment side. So I think that could be potentially worthwhile. But May is specifically focused on getting bike racks sold, and then keeping the YouTube channel growing, as far as with the live streams and that kind of thing. So I hope to. It would be cool to breach 2,000 subs by the end of May. We'll see if that happens. So yeah, like I was saying, you could undercut many other people in the space. Other courses seem to be overpriced. Doesn't make you feel better if you look at it like selling. Yeah, and that's I think that's probably what my main concern is, or that's probably what my main problem is that I'm not. For me, I look at it like making videos is something fun for me, and I would do it for free even if I didn't get paid. And so when I upload to YouTube, like, yeah, I get paid, I get AdSense through it, or I get ad revenue. But as far as like pay, like I'm like, I was uploading videos before I was even getting paid. So I didn't really start making money until this year, and I don't even make that much. So I'm like, it's not really like the money is not really. I think that the knowledge needs to be out there, and so that's more how I feel about it, is like get as much knowledge out there as I can and feed everybody as much as possible, so that they can do their best to change the course of their life, and then I hope in turn and to some degree be able to pay it forward to maybe the next generation, or somebody that's less fortunate than them, or whatever it may look like. Almost at 100 subs in a month. Yes, I know, man. You're crushing it. We got to get on the live stream together sometime. do a rideshare Coach Keith rideshare story time matchup. Anyway, so like I was saying, I wanted to go to one last thing on here. Total liabilities doubled also. I want to go to cash flow and show you guys the cash flow statement on Snap real quick. At $700 million negative cash flow from operations, and then total cash flow from investing activity. So as you can tell, where they generate all their money from is their sell or purchase of stock. So they just sell stock. So if you're like, when are they going to go out of business? Well, when they can't sell any more stock, and then when they can't borrow. So obviously they haven't borrowed any money yet. So that would be the next thing. Once they can't sell any more stock or don't feel like selling any more stock, they're just going to start borrowing money. I don't know who would lend to a business like that, but if you're like, how long will they be around for? Right down here on capital surplus. That means money that like is left over, kind of. They have $7 billion, so they've been basically paying. You know, this year they had $3.5 billion in net in operating income. So negative. So they basically, according to this, they could probably operate for another year at that without selling more stock, which they're going to sell more stock. So it's only a matter of time. So just some thoughts. But you said Verizon, and why did I just click skip related content? I don't know what I just clicked, but I clicked like right down here. That was weird as heck. Like right here, like what the heck? There's like a little thing that's supposed to Verizon. VZ. Looks like Snap is going to go. Hey man, don't say that. I've got money over there. Nah, I pretty much like so there's two ways that I looked at investing into Snap. First of all, I took a position before the earnings, so I was hoping to catch a good earnings, which obviously I didn't. And then secondly, either I could put it into a long-term position, which I'm not willing to do. And so I'm going to throw it eventually into the swing trading setup that I have, which I hope that tomorrow I can pick up like one more share. That will put me at my $80 limit that I allow myself for investing for a swing trade. And then from there, I'll pretty much what I'm expecting with Snap is that something will come out with either some good news will come out with Snapchat, because news and Snapchat get along real well. So if like, for instance, Jay-Z comes out and says, I'm endorsing Snapchat, then like boom, stock price goes up, catch a quick sell because I bought at such a low price, sell it like $13 and get the heck out of there and never go back. Get rid of them from my portfolio, get rid of from me tracking them and all that kind of stuff. As they dilute their yeah, I mean, if you went long term on them, I would bet on Snapchat dropping over the next. That would be what I would do if I was. I mean, I don't know any successful business that doesn't make any money and spends over what is that, like 300 times? Nah, not 300. I don't know, something like that. At least she'll make money if they go under. True that. So this is Verizon, which I think is a probably a better, definitely more reputable company than Snapchat. So, as far as it goes, gross profit, same. Except for 2015, they had a very good 2015. They did $79 billion. In the last 2 years, they did $74 billion. So, nothing really changed a whole lot. They took in more revenue, but as far as like cost of revenue, stayed the same. So, which means that they're not changing the cost of revenue. So you can like see that this is probably like a baseline, more or less, for their sales. Operating income and loss. they generate $27 billion for operating. That's pretty good. I'd be interested to see how much they spend, like their operating income versus. Oh man, I forgot what it is. Return on capital employed is what I meant to say. Because it looks like they definitely, like, they do turn profit, and then so net income obviously is going to be up. So that's, hey, if you're going to be positive on the income statement, that's a good starting place to be positive. Not really much growth. Like they did a little extra 400 million, but not really much growth compared to the last 2 years, compared to like 2015. That doesn't mean it's bad. That just means that there's not been as much growth, which means that maybe they've basically infiltrated the market as much as they can, and there's no more places to go. Total current assets continues to increase. That's good. Their total assets continue to increase. It looks like the last 2015, 2016 stayed the same, and then they increased in 2017. So that's good. I'm down for people increasing. Total liabilities stayed the exact same. Actually dropped. So that's another good positive thing that from the earnings report. Net tangible assets is still down, which I'd be interested to know exactly why. Assets versus liabilities only leaves about 47,000, so that's probably why that is negative. And then cash flow. Cash flow. So cash flow from operating activities, their cash flow positive, not as good as 2015, but still very good. Then they beat last year for cash flow from operating activities. So it's always good to see a company that's cash flow positive. And then total cash flow from investing activities, obviously they're going to be negative. Most companies are. And then change in cash equivalents, which is weird that they pay a huge dividend. They borrowed a lot of money also. So as of right now, it stands that they have negative excuse me. Yeah, that's probably what I'm worried. It's probably just FUD in the market. It's not. I mean, I don't think that there's any change, like significant changes to Verizon. I haven't heard of any, like a new CEO steps in, or Verizon loses big contract with, I don't know, Apple or something. Like I haven't heard anything like huge that would say like something changed within the Verizon structure of the company. So the way I see it is like, if you're a concrete, so say you have a concrete mixing truck, and that's your business, you're cash flow positive, you're operating, and you're making money. And basically what you do is 7 in the morning, you drive to this place, go pick up the cement, they fill you up, and then you drive to this other location and dump the cement. And that's it. And every single year, that's what you do, and it continues to increase. So you're able to get like 2 trucks, and then 4 trucks, and then, and 5 years from there, you're like, hey, you know what? We're actually going to go into space travel, and we're going to sell all of our trucks. At that point, I would be like, all right, this business is changing substantially. So I think that's what you got to look at. Like, was it there, or there's a new CEO that's going to come in who has a different vision in mind for the company. Like, that's what I would be concerned about. I think that the merger between Sprint and T-Mobile is good. I actually really enjoy what T-Mobile does in the cellular phone industry. I think that, like, as far as T-Mobile goes, I think that they're the ones that are always, I would say, leading in regards to marketing and all the like discounts and that kind of thing that they offer. Like I think that they were the first one to offer like unlimited texting, and then unlimited phone calls, and then unlimited data, and then back again to like all this kind of stuff. So I think that if they can really utilize I watched a video of both CEOs together, and I think that if they can utilize their frequencies like they were talking about, I don't know anything about 5G, but to create 5G, I think that it will really help set them up for the future. But it is a big risk also, because they're going to be looking at really attacking that 5G market hardcore. So as far as like a value on this, I could do free cash flow over operating activity, or free cash flow versus market cap. So right now, free cash flow would be, how you calculate that is pretty easy. You just right here's the cash flow, so $25 billion minus the capital expenditures. So you're looking at roughly, I'll just pull it up on a calculator real quick. We'll say 25,305 minus 17,247. 17,247. It's going to give you 8,558. 8,058. 8,058 zeros 0. So you'll have $8 billion, or what is that, $8 million left? That's correct, right? Yeah, because it would pretty much 0. Oh no, I gotta add more zeros on there. You guys are distracting me. There we go. So $8 billion is what we want. And then we'll go look at the market cap real quick on this one. And this will give you kind of a rough, very rough estimate on where they are at as far as value-wise. Yeah, so they were down. This is the daily, yeah? Let's look at like the 5. Let's look at the 1 month. I don't think it really does it poetic justice if you look at the 1 day. Because we ain't day traders up in here. Well, that's not true. I haven't day traded in a long time. So we'll say that their market cap, okay, 197 billion. 197,303. One nine seven 303 0 0 0 0 0 0. I think that's correct, right? Billion, thousands, millions. Yes, okay. Divided by this number right here. Value analysis straight through Google search. So they're trading at a 24.5. So I would say a 24 is what they're trading at. Oops. So they're trading at a 24. So definitely overvalued, but doesn't mean that they're a bad company. I'm just going to dollar cost average. If I get to my stop loss, then I'm out. I think that's, I don't know what kind of stop, where do you have your stop loss set at? That would be interesting, I guess. Do you have it, is it specifically a percent, or is it a monetary loss amount, or what do you have as far as like a stop loss? I would be interested to know. Good stuff though. I don't know. I think that like my only I guess gripe for financials in regards to Verizon would be that they're not growing anymore. They haven't really had growth, which I would look at maybe a cellular company that might be generating growth. Yeah, so usually with it I set a stop loss at 7%. Actually, it's at, let me see. Yeah, so it's actually supposed to be at 4% below if on a swing trade. Unfortunately, Snap is not there, and I haven't inputted the new numbers on here yet. But honestly, it was like all speculation and 50% stop loss. Yeah, I mean, I guess long term that would make sense. The only thing that I have with like a 50% stop loss, I guess, which long term I don't. It's gonna be a strong company and does pay dividends, so you're not taking on as much risk for buying a company like that. I think, but with Snap, because it's so volatile, and I've seen how volatile it can be, probably what I'll end up doing is basing basing a lot of my, I want to see where it goes tomorrow, and then from there I'll have, I guess I have a better understanding on what I'm going to do with Snap. Because I wasn't expecting it to drop. It dropped down to, I think, $12 yesterday, and then it dropped down to $11 today. And I want to see if what it's gonna do tomorrow. If it's gonna like rebound, or if it's going to bounce. And from that point, I'll know kind of where I'm gonna go with Snap. Obviously, it's not a long-term hold position for me. It's just that's just my opinion. I got to check out so return on capital employed. That's what we want to look at. So this is actually Union Pacific, but what I would do is this right here, the return on capital employed, you want to be above 15%. So I would be interested to see if they're actually above 15% as far as capital employed versus over income or operating income, to see what their return on actual capital employed was. So if they were making money and what percent they were making the money at. Be sure the price drop X dividend doesn't trigger your stop loss. 50% won't trigger on that. Yeah, so what in the book that I use a lot, and here he talks about risk, and he talks about obviously like buying it at closest to zero as possible, but also he talks about risk in the fact that, like, for instance, he says if you lose 50% of your money, so for instance, if you had like $100 invested and you lost 50% of that money, it would put you down to $50. In order for you to earn your money back, you would have to generate 100% return on that $50. So that's just something to think about when you're looking at stop losses, and where you're setting your stop loss at is, for instance, if it was to hit 50% loss, if you went and reinvested that back into a different stock, that different stock would have to generate 100% return in order for you to break even to where your original investment was with Verizon. So, just like for me, that was like, I was like, what? Like it was like a brain. It was like one of those things. Like it was like an aha moment. Like you're like, what? And like that kind of, for me, that kind of changed how I look at investing specifically for long term. I mean, not saying that like I would tighten up my stop loss or anything like that. I don't think that Verizon's going to hit that 50% trigger for a while. That, as far as like the charts go, they haven't really. I don't think they dropped that much. Let me check the 1 month, where I guess they were at their 1 month high. Yeah, 6 month I guess is probably better. So they were at $54. That means they dropped like 10%, a little bit more than 10%. Yeah, no, I'm not. I think that they're pretty steady. Sorry for it being a little bit skippy around. Max. So they went from $7. Ooh, and 84. Wow, that would have been nice to pick them up. So they still haven't beat back from the tech bubble. But they're doing I feel like they're doing pretty steady. They started to level off as far as stock price goes towards like 2015. So I wonder what exactly what's going on with that. Probably, like I said, because they haven't generated a whole lot. No, I'm not saying set your stop loss at 11%. I'm just saying understand that the risk that comes with setting a 50% stop loss is that the next stock you buy has to generate 100%. That's why, like, in the book he talks about sometimes it might be better to buy a good stock that's overpriced than it is for you to buy a bad stock that's undervalued, because the price fluctuation that goes along with that. But yeah, I haven't really, for me, I haven't really figured out a formula for how to set a stop loss on a long-term hold, like a long-term, properly set a stop loss on a long-term hold like that. Because, like, you figure if you're going to drop, if you're going to, 10% drop requires 11% increase. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, so I guess it's like one of those things, it's kind of like one of those things where, what's it called, where you're diminishing return, I guess would be the term that I'm looking for, where you can work 8 hours a day, but if you work 16 hours a day, you might not work as speedy the second 8 hours that you would the first 8 hours, so you're going to get a diminishing return. And at what point is it going to be like your best equilibrium bet? I would try, I think 20% will put you at, if say a stock drops from $100 down to $80, that would be 20% loss. In order for it to get back to 100, it would have to generate $8. That would be 10%. Another $8 would be 100, or another would be 90, would be put you at $96, and then 5. So you'd have to, off of a 20% stop loss, you would have to generate 25% return. So I think that at some point there's an equilibrium. I haven't honestly put a whole lot of thought into it. That's because I guess with long terms, it's kind of like that money for me. A lot of my long-term holds is like that money's there and it's going to be there. And I guess I'm looking more for whether a business is changing and why, or why the decrease, like why are they dropping, and is it a really big issue, and so maybe I should get out and take profit, or just stay in and kind of ride it out because nothing changed, and so they're just getting a bunch of bad news or whatever it may be. Yeah, so that's my thought on them. Yeah. Anyways, guys, it's 30 minutes past where I was supposed to get off at. I'll be on tomorrow. I hope a lot earlier. I got something tomorrow that's from like 7 to 8. So potentially if I can come straight here right afterwards, or if we can get out of there on time, then I should be able to get on the stream early. I'm also potentially looking at streaming earlier in the day tomorrow. For instance, like maybe like a 6 o'clock. 6, I gotta be there at 7. Maybe like a 5 o'clock. I don't know. I just like a suggestion, I guess a forewarning that it could happen, but it will probably be later on in the day. Just seeing. Did you see it, Apple? Yeah, exactly. You would buy at a discount, cheaper hamburger seat. Exactly, yeah. So that's like the closer that a stock gets to zero, the more undervalued it is. For instance, if GE was at a cent right now, how many people would be picking that thing up? Almost everybody and their brother. Did you see Apple killed it today? I know, I was surprised. A lot of people, I was reading a lot of articles that were saying that their iPhone sales were down. But I guess that they made money with like Apple TV or something like that. I don't know. I really don't like Apple. I used to like be a hardcore like Apple believer, but lately I just haven't been feeling their products. So I don't know, just some thoughts. Anyways, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Sorry, I again just apologize for the super late live stream. I really wanted to come and get it out though. Tomorrow we're gonna have a lot more fun, and then Friday night I'm gonna try to really. I think I'm gonna try to like get someone else on the stream, or try to have like another YouTuber get on with me or something. I'm having a feeling it's gonna be Gestures, but we'll see if I can get him on. If we can work it out, then I'll make it work. But tomorrow the silver winner announcement comes out. So, yeah, I like Apple for long term. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe, I guess, like, for me, I don't know a whole lot about them. I just know that, like, I used to buy their computers and stuff back in the day, and I used to have their iPhone. But as far as, like, other products and services that they offer, like, I've been out of the Apple game for literally, I think, since, like, 2012. So, 6 years. Yeah. So, there's a lot of stuff that has changed with Apple, like, I was on Apple back when iTunes, like, they didn't like care how many songs you put on. If you put songs on one iPod and then you put them on your friend's iPod, like that kind of thing. That's when I was using Apple. So as far as like their new products and services, I have no clue what they would offer. I'm sorry. But I think that, like, as far as like a good company, like they're solid. Like I don't think that they're going anywhere for a long time. They generate so much money. We'll check them out on the backs real quick. Look at that, buying in a. Someone should have bought them up right here. March 2000. Look at that crazy growth though. December of 2008, man. $12 a share. Good game. What's up, Giro 2K? Thanks for joining the stream, man. Give some love. Giro 2K is the newest kid on the block. Yo. What's up, guys? I have a feeling that Josh sent you guys over here. For real though? Did he? Don't lie. Don't lie. So yeah, this is Apple. I don't know. They had a good earnings today. Like, let's just look at that market cap, man. They're almost at $1 trillion market cap. Here's a related video. This guy looks like he's an Apple user. Oh yeah, of course he is. Hey, she is too. I thought that Apple was at one point over like $200 a share. Maybe I was wrong. Yeah, they haven't hit $200 yet. I could definitely see them tracking up to 200 though. That would be interesting. The world would explode if Apple hit $200 on the real though. All right, guys. Well, I got to keep it original and get out of here because it's 1. My wife said I had to be in bed with enough time to wake up at 6 in the morning and stay awake the entire day. And the later I stay up, the more impossible that gets. I'll be on tomorrow. There'll be a video come out tomorrow morning around like 8, 9, 10, something around there. It will be before noon my time. So be sure to check that out. The silver announcement will go out, and then also I'll be on tomorrow night, hopefully a lot earlier, so that, you know, we can get this thing popping. We can get the rave is what it's called, I think. The rave going. They had a split. Oh, stock split? Oh, okay. Makes sense. Wow, really? So they went from $12 a share to like 200, split the stock, and now they're back up. That's so much profit. It's been real, guys. Thanks for watching. I will see you all tomorrow. Here's another 500 coins for whoever liked the stream. I appreciate it. By the way, the newbie that just joined, the new kid on the block, I give away half an ounce of silver every single Saturday night. So you get coins for being on the live stream. 7 for 1 in 2000. Oh my goodness! You get points for being on the live stream, and whoever has the most points or coins at the end of the stream on Saturday, I ship them half an ounce of silver. So if you want to collect, come collect. Anyways, I will see you all tomorrow.